Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the video today. I wanted to talk to you about what the narcissist regrets most about leaving you and making a rash decision when they should have stayed and kept you in the dark. So let's jump in. The narcissist should have kept you in the dark, y'all. And if they didn't push so hard, they would have had you. And they wouldn't have pushed you to the brink of you waking up. A lot of times you were fighting for them the whole time, trying to help them, satisfy them, take care of them, protect them, listen to them, supply for them. And, you know, an individual is only humanity, y'all. This is another key thing and shows you that they're no longer humanity, is they don't even know how far that humanity can be pushed. Because a lot of times they push you much further than what you're used to being pushed and that you know you can handle, and you're still doing it. But the narcissist is without empathy, and when you're without empathy and you're dealing with negative energy, negative spiritual energy that is only out for greed and lust, taking care of its own self, its own entity, for them and that parasite, ruled over by that parasite, then they are not humanity anymore. And that brain shutdown on those frontal lobes, that shuts off your empathetic side, your peaceful side, your humanity's nature, your God-given. We're all born with that. These people ran to evil as soon as they could. And what we dealt with was the repercussions of how evil is. I mean, we're on the other side of the spectrum. We're the one that got pulled into it, seduced into it, based on these spells, this mind control, based on what is inside the narcissist. Forget about the narcissist. They're not in control. They never were in the last period of time, several years, probably several decades. It's so crazy because understanding the pathology of how the narcissist thinks that you're their property and that you're subservient to them and they're superior to you. And, you know, this is the thing, the individual that was born into that body, you call the narcissist your ex-partner. They may not have been in there for a long, long time. Who the heck knows? Or if they're in there, they've been pushed down so far, you're not even talking to that individual. Maybe you never have. Did you ever think of that? How crazy and creepy that is? But listen, if you get to knowing a narcissist, especially if you get into those pathological types that are malignant and they're covert sociopathic types, they are almost completely run out of their body or completely suppressed down to where I don't even know how much, or if they're even in there, or they're so intertwined with this negative demonic spirit, it's hard to say what you're ever dealing with, really. They're kind of working off, it's almost like a demon in a meat suit. And I'm not being funny, but this is what my intuition led me to believe. And then I, seeing faces and things like that. But when you start to get stalked and you catch these dead stares on you, these pictures of them looking gray and ashen, and the duper smirk, all these different things. And then psychology has all these little funny rationales for it. And or you're seeing something that's not there. Psychoses. I mean, really, this is ridiculous. You can't tell me that 100,000 people plus hundreds of thousands of people keep seeing the same thing and it's a psychosis, y'all. It'd be one thing if we were seeing different things. And the epitome of evil, these types, really. I mean, it shows you what no love can do to an individual. But for a lot of people that have been stripped of everything that they feel like they were, it's because you stayed with them way too long, really. I mean, it's not to be shamed for, but I mean, a lot of us did that. But when you stay with a narcissist for way too long or way too many cycles, it destroys you, and it destroys even your biology, and it destroys your mind, your heart, your soul. Everything is taken back. It's hard for you to think right beyond that rumination, beyond that splitting, that cognitive dissonance, where they're telling you one thing, doing another, and you got splitting going on. You hear their words, and then you see that what they're doing ain't matching their words, and you want to believe them, but you can't because they're wrong. They're lying, they're cheating, they're stealing, they're thieving, they're wasting your time, and your time is precious, and they're just feeding off of you, and then they tell you they love you, and then they're probably kicking it with their other narcissist flying monkeys, and probably laughing behind your back while they're duping you. They're never there for you for anything. I don't even think they're really there anymore. How much of them's really there? If you read the book, The People of the Lie by Peck, he talks about some cases where people, once now the narcissist can't be delivered. They're permanent possession based on the searing of the heart and the mind, based on Romans 1 and 2 Timothy. Now, most of us on my channel know that's true. And you've proven it just by the fact that there's not one of these cases been healed over the face of the earth. And the ones that say they're self-aware are really, they can call it whatever they want, but they're still narcissists. They still don't feel love, and God is love. They're still doing things that are mischievous and destroying people in the background, if I had my best guess. Because they don't talk anything spiritual. You would need spiritual intervention in a heavy way to get some sort of deliverance from this. And when you have all this technology we have, and all these TVs, watches, phones, movie theaters, all this stuff, and you can't find through all that media a narcissist that's been healed up and healthy, a legit one. So this is the reprobate spoken of in the word. And you don't want anything to do with these fools, because they will destroy you, because you're not supposed to be with unequally yoked people. But they did, because you grew up in one of these families. You get trained and groomed, and these fools come to you. And it's sad for us. Forget them even. But this is a generational curse that we break. The types of empath that wakes up, walks away, never to be seen or heard of from a narcissist again, right? We walk, y'all. We learn, we educate. And it's interesting because all this stuff is written in the word, really. Once you learn the tactics of avoiding a narcissist or what their character is like, and then you go back and read the word, it's interesting because, you'll see it all over the place. It's fascinating how sometimes things can be right in front of your face, but you're not motivated to see it, or you're not in a position to want to understand or to spend the time on it because you don't feel like maybe it's important enough to you. But once it destroys you and knocks you down to your knees and buckles you, and you're on your road to standing back up, because God ain't going to let a righteous man, a righteous woman stay down for long. He's going to pick you up, and he's going to gird you up, and he's going to teach you some things, and he's going to build you up 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. But best believe they're coming back, and it's going to be some other spiritual negative energy that's going to come roaring back at you. It's just, you don't have to be susceptible to it. Now you can fight iron against iron because you're aware. Before, you were not aware. It was unbeknownst to you. So we got to wake up through the trauma. And so they miss your fuel, y'all. When a narcissist gets fuel, that empathic fuel that is the one to wake up and destroy this curse by walking away, I personally believe that narcissist that was with you at the time of your waking, I've said this a long time ago, and I got a lot of views on this on TikTok, but this is true in my humble opinion, that if you were with a narcissist at the time of your waking up to who they are, who they become, that it's narcissism, that narcissist will never gain or garner any better fuel than what you've given them. That you were the limit, that you were the one that was sent to wake them up, or you were their last ditch effort. You were their last chance, and they failed that one too. And this is where God comes and he sends his people, a lot of times, that are unawoke and unbeknownst to them, to go in and get destroyed, to show the narcissist, hey, I'm sending you good folks still. I've watched you destroy hundreds of people. Now I'm sending you another one. And this one's to the top caliber of what you've dealt with in the empathy field. Let's see what you do with this one. And what did they do? They destroyed you too. They destroyed me. And at the time, God allowed that. He had had enough. He allowed us to wake up, because that's what grace does as well. But we also were walking in a certain kind of light. There's different kinds of light. There's a fluorescent light that's kind of crappy, and then you have these LEDs. You can see everything at night really clear. You got the bright light, and you got the soft white light. You have all these different lights, right? If you could picture different types of individuals, they have different kinds of lights out there because it's based on your vibration. Your vibration is based on your submission to God and allowing Him to use you, wake you up, the amount of truth that is in you, what you believe, and what you adhere to. These are things that all are in the algorithm of what your vibration would be made up of, or your light would be made up of. And, when He sent you out, man, if you were the last ditch effort, man, and you woke up to this, that God had enough, y'all. At some point, man, they tortured you so bad, and you gave them more and more and poured out more and more, that God had enough, even beyond whatever you thought. At some point, God's gonna be like, yo, this person put the work in, man. I ain't gonna make them wait any longer to wake up to this. Let's let them wake up. Let's spark that intuition. Let's get this thing going, and let's see what this individual does, because I already keep giving the narcissist options and they keep failing because they're so devious and greedy and in the gully. They just want to destroy anything good in their life. The goodness in your life is to help you to grow, narcissist. I mean, really, it's terrible, man. They take this is you wonder, how do they reap what they sow? Well, in one way, goodness is almost on your way to knowing the Lord, at least. But goodness in your life is what leads you down the path of righteousness. And what do they do when they get it? And they've gotten a lot of it. They just put it out. They put the lights out. That's all they care about. They just want to put the lights out and take the energy, take any goods that that light worker has, and walk away, stomp on them, laugh. Man, there's a heavy price to pay for that. If not here on this earth, definitely, most definitely when they leave this earth. We all got to be judged, y'all. And the narcissist, man, the fiery fury that they're going to face is, I would be trying to live forever if I was a narcissist, because I wouldn't want to deal with it. I wouldn't want to ever face it, y'all. Seriously. I'd be building me a robot right now so that I can move into. I ain't even kidding, man, because God don't play. And He may allow this stuff even for their whole lifetime on this earth. But man, boy, when they leave this earth, and I wish grace upon all of us, but I know the narcissist, and I know what they've done. I know what they just done in my life, man. And it was not fair. It wasn't righteous. It wasn't right. It was pure evil, y'all. And when these guys got to deal with this, with the Creator, let me tell you, fire's going to be so hot that that narcissist is going to want to start in a cold, icy pool, because when God gets through with them, it's going to be a fiery flame of torches. Seriously. I don't think that that narcissist will ever be the same. Listen, this is the deal. When the empath wakes up, you know what happens? They usually spark the narcissist to wake up to who they are too. And I do believe that. And I've heard this many times from different uh, individuals that spoke on narcissism, and the ones that do understand, that aren't dead to the spiritual realm and understand this is a spiritual situation and orchestration, and that these individuals have been taken over and used just as their carcasses. They're just moving carcasses, y'all. I mean, they're dead already, but that's why they got to suck so much from you, because they got nothing in there. The narcissist uh, is woke up. When the empath wakes up to that narcissist and who they are, that narcissist wakes up too. I mean, I woke mine up. She gets it. I mean, she won't admit to it, but she gets it. I know she gets it just from some of the things that she said to me. And I know that some of y'all had, I mean, and I'm not suggesting that you go tell them, but even if you don't tell them, there's going to be enough out there that's going to be speaking from you, through you, that's going to air it out. That this individual is going to have to know that they are what they are as well. The villain wakes up when the superhero does as well. That to know that they're the nemesis. And they're never the same. You're never the same, because you really had to deal with some brutal stuff, and you had an eye-opening awakening that you could never shut down anymore for the rest of your life. Well, the narcissist had a huge eye opening and awakening as well. Could you imagine waking to the fact that you're evil and you're in a state of damnation and you can't even change it? I don't know if they know that much, go that far, because they can't understand the spiritual realm too much because they don't even have their innate self or innate voice or innate spirit, no creativity. They're just like the archons of old, which were the demons. That's how they were described, just like the narcissist, the epitome of evil, just like Satan, their father. These guys are the tares, the seed of the serpent, man, really. And I don't think you should feel bad for them because this was their destiny. This is what they chose, y'all. And when somebody chooses their destiny, hey, you should be happy for them because that's what they wanted. They had just as much a choice as you did. And this is what they wanted, y'all. Because if they didn't want it, they didn't have to choose it. So be happy for them and be happy for yourself that you chose the right way. They're going to miss your fuel. You woke them up when you woke up. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, I promise you that's the case. I know enough about this spiritual stuff in regards to narcissism to know that this is true and that they'll never get the fuel that they had from you because you were the tip top. You were the bar. There always comes a bar in a person's life. A bar is the max. It's the best ever. It's called the bar. Okay? The bar is everything that is judged against. It's the best that they ever had, and it's the most precise. It's the most glistening piece of metal. It's the sharpest tool in the shed. It's the diamond that's nice and smooth, y'all. It's got the best cut, and it's the best clarity. You ain't getting it no more because you're 1 in 10 million. And only thing the narcissist did was they took that beautiful diamond that was roughed up and they got you to smooth it out, baby. They got that thing shining real nice. And that's because that trauma that hit you woke you up to lift you up. That trauma had to wake you up to strengthen you and to get you to see the world the way God wanted you to see it. They'll never have this salt right here. Never again. They'll never have your salt again. God don't hand out salt. The salt of the earth, he don't hand that out every day. And when he does hand it out, it's on a mission. We were on a mission. We were supposed to meet the narcissist. It was our true destiny. It was our destiny's place. It was for us to know that we were going to wake up and we were going to get beat down to get woke up. And that narcissist was going to wake up too. They were going to destroy. And they were going to watch that empath fall, collapse, and be beat down more than any other supply source in their whole life ever. And in many cases, multiple sources combined destruction. And then for God to lift them back up right out the mud, y'all. You can't fade God. You cannot fade him. You can't fade the creator. And if you on his side, you a winner too. So give me a like, subscription, a thumbs up. I love y'all. Till next time. Soldier up. Peace. We out.